Have you ever felt confused by the way women behave? Maybe you've wondered why sometimes they seem so mysterious, or why communication feels like decoding a secret language. There's a reason for that. A set of deep, often hidden truths about women that most men don't understand. These truths aren't about judging women or labeling them. They're about revealing the emotional realities and social dynamics that shape how women act, think, and react. And if you don't know these, you're at risk of misreading signals, facing misunderstandings, and missing out on meaningful connections. Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today, we're going beyond the surface to explore the dark truths about women that every man needs to know. This isn't about stereotypes or simple advice like, just listen more, or be more romantic. This is about understanding the complex emotional armor women build, the social strategies they use to protect themselves, and the internal conflicts they wrestle with every day. Why is this important? Because relationships, whether romantic, friendly, or professional, are often strained by misunderstandings rooted in these unseen realities. When men grasp these hidden truths, they can approach women with greater empathy, avoid unnecessary conflict, and foster deeper, more authentic connections. In this video, we'll unpack topics like emotional armor, female competition, the craving for validation, and the surprising strength found in vulnerability. If you want to stop guessing and start understanding, keep watching. What you learn here could change how you see women and yourself forever. Number 1. The emotional armor. First, let's talk about the emotional armor that many women develop. And this armor runs deep. From a very young age, girls are often conditioned to hide their rawest, most vulnerable feelings. Why? Because society expects women to be the emotional caretakers, the strong yet gentle ones, who comfort others but are also seen as delicate and fragile. This expectation creates a dangerous tension inside many women. To protect themselves emotionally, they learn to mask their vulnerabilities, sometimes even from the people they love most. So what does this mean for men? It means that women's emotions are not always clear or straightforward. Behind a calm smile or composed exterior, there could be fear, distrust, pain, or uncertainty that she's afraid to show. Men who often value transparency and directness in communication might get confused or frustrated by this. But with women, you often need to read between the lines. This emotional armor isn't about coldness. It's a defense mechanism, built from past hurts, betrayals, or disappointments. This is a dark truth. Many women live behind this protective shield that keeps their real feelings hidden, sometimes even from themselves. Number 2. The power of social strategy. Next, women have developed a powerful but subtle social strategy that helps them navigate complex relationships and social settings. This isn't manipulation in a negative or malicious sense. Rather, it's a survival skill honed over centuries. Women tend to prioritize social harmony. They often use indirect communication, emotional influence, and sometimes even passive resistance to get what they need or to protect themselves. This might look like hinting rather than stating outright, or influencing others emotionally rather than through direct confrontation. Why is this so important for men to understand? Because men, who typically value directness and logic, can easily misinterpret these behaviors as playing games, being dishonest, or manipulative. The truth is, women are wired to manage social webs where relationships and reputations are everything. Their survival often depends on these subtle social skills. This isn't deception, it's complexity. When men learn to appreciate this subtle communication style, approaching female communication with patience and a willingness to decode unspoken cues misunderstandings, and mistrust in relationships can be greatly reduced. Number 3. The conflict between independence and security. Now, one of the most significant internal conflicts many women face is the struggle to balance their desire for independence with their need for security. Modern society encourages women to be strong, self-sufficient, and ambitious. They are urged to chase careers, personal goals, and independence like never before. Yet, at the same time, many women deeply crave emotional safety, support, and security, especially from those closest to them. This tug-of-war between independence and security creates a lot of confusion and frustration. You may notice women sometimes push partners away, appearing distant or guarded, and then suddenly seek closeness and reassurance. This may look like contradictory behavior, but it's actually a reflection of a much deeper emotional struggle. For men, understanding this dynamic can prevent feelings of rejection, confusion, or resentment. It's essential to recognize that women's need for both autonomy and connection is very real, and it shapes how they behave and react in relationships. Number 4. The dark side of female competition. Here's something many men don't realize. Female competition can be intense and sometimes ruthless, but it usually doesn't show up the way male competition does. While men tend to compete openly, sometimes physically or verbally, women's competition is often psychological, social, and subtle. It plays out behind the scenes rather than in the spotlight. This competition can take many forms: subtle sabotage, exclusion from social groups, gossip, or carefully calculated manipulation. Women often compete over things like social status, emotional security, and even romantic partners. But because these battles are more covert, men might miss what's really happening. Why does this matter? Because if you don't understand this social dynamic, you might misinterpret conflicts between women. You may wonder why some women appear overly guarded, cautious, or even hostile to others, and fail to realize it's a survival strategy shaped by social pressures. Recognizing this helps men navigate these situations more wisely and avoid getting caught up in unnecessary drama. Number 5. The need for validation and its dark side. Another deep truth is that women have a powerful need for validation. This need goes beyond just romantic partners. It extends to friends, family, and society at large. Validation is essential because it reinforces a woman's sense of self-worth, identity, and social standing. However, this craving for validation can have a darker side. When it becomes too dependent on external approval, it can lead to emotional insecurity or dependence. For example, women may unconsciously seek validation through social media likes, attention from men, or approval from their peer groups. When this validation isn't met, it can cause jealousy, anxiety, or mood swings. For men, understanding this means recognizing that a woman's emotional reactions or behavior aren't always about you personally. Often, they stem from deeper insecurities and the universal human desire to feel valued and loved. Patience and empathy go a long way here. Number 6. The hidden strength in vulnerability. Despite these complexities and sometimes harsh realities, one of the most important things to remember is that women possess incredible hidden strength, especially when they allow themselves to be vulnerable. Showing vulnerability is no small feat. Given the emotional risks involved, the fear of rejection, judgment, or hurt, letting your guard down takes courage. When a woman opens up emotionally, it is a sign of deep trust and bravery. For men, it's essential to learn how to honor and respect this vulnerability. Responding with empathy rather than judgment or dismissal creates a safe space where true intimacy can flourish. Never take this emotional openness for granted, because it's a gift and a foundation for genuine connection. So, these are some of the dark truths about women that men must know. The emotional armor they wear, the social strategies they use, the inner conflict between independence and security, and the hidden strength in their vulnerability. Understanding these realities isn't about labeling women or seeing them as mysterious or difficult. It's about gaining real insight into the complex emotional and social worlds women navigate every day. When you see these truths clearly, you can approach your relationships with greater patience, empathy, and respect. Remember, the key isn't to change women, it's to change how you understand and connect with them. Because deeper understanding leads to stronger bonds, less frustration, and a more meaningful connection for both of you. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you see things from a new perspective, please hit the like button and share it with someone who might benefit from it. And if you want more honest, no-nonsense advice on relationships and understanding women, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Drop your thoughts or questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experiences and continue this important conversation. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and remember, understanding is the first step to connection.